All right, let's get straight into it. This is the day 4 of the 30-day camera challenge. And today's topic is teach a skill or an interest. And today I'm going to talk about losing weight consistently. As you can see, I've lost a lot of weight. I was 95 kilos back in late July, and now I'm all the way down to 79 kilos. And I thought, you know, let me share a bit of my knowledge and we can go from there. I'm sure there's some people who are interested in hearing this. So this is like a very short take. So let's get straight into it. So weight loss is pretty much can be summed into calories in and calories out. You can think about those low carb diets and all these kind of other fitness fads and diet fads, but at the end of the day, it's what you take in versus how many calories you burn throughout the day. So let's talk about calories in first. If you're a normal beta alpha male like me, you will probably have around 2000 calories as a maintenance calorie. Now, if that's the case, you need to be at around 500 calories deficit to start losing weight. So your baseline is 1500. So your intake is 1500 calories. The next step is basically think about how much protein I need to consume per day. And for me, it's about 120 grams of protein. So what you need to do is then you need to quickly Google how many calories equates to 120 grams of calories. I've done that already, and for me, it's around 480 calories. I'm going to round that up to 500. So straight away, you have 1,000 calories to play with. And then the next step is figure out, well, what are some of the foods and items that I can't live without? For me, is a cup of milk that I drink with my cup of coffee in the morning. I tend to drink that all the time. So that's around, because it's a low-fat milk, is around 100 calories. I also eat high-protein yogurt, so that's around 100 calories as well. And also, I tend to eat 2 Weet-Bix biscuits, and that's around 100 calories. So you're really left with 600 calories. Now, you can see the problem arising from my situation, where 600 calories, for some, that's only a meal. So 600 calories is not enough to split that into two to, have 2 relatively big meals that will keep you full throughout the day. This is why it's so important for you to incorporate exercise as well as dieting. So as soon as you start incorporating exercise into your daily routine, your 600 calorie leftover becomes around 1,000 or 1,100 calories. Now, if you split that into 2, which is around 550 calories or maybe even 600 if you do a bit more exercise, 600 calories per meal is very manageable. So your 1,500 calorie has become 2,000 calories, and that's around daily recommended intake anyway. So you can work around that. So definitely try to incorporate exercise as well as diet. Now that food calorie in part is now out of the way, let's talk about calories out. You would be thinking, I just go to the gym, and in the gym, I put on some muscle and it's going to be all good. Now, the reality is that whilst building muscle is certainly good for you and you'll have a higher maintenance calorie, it takes time for you to build that muscle. So it's a long-term game for you in terms of going to the gym, right? And you won't see a very dramatic change. And also, you could have the highest intensity gym workout. The reality is, because you have to incorporate resting into your gym session, your actual active movement is no more than, say, if it was an hour worth of gym, it'll probably be like 30 to 40 minutes, on a good day. Unless you're talking about like CrossFit or like high intensity hit sessions, which no one likes to do, by the way. If you want to purely just lift weights to gain muscle, then you're going to burn at best 200 calories. And that's on a really good day. So this is why I recommend always incorporating cardiovascular activity or exercise into your main exercise routine. and that will definitely get your number going. For me, I've picked running as my pick of poison, if you want to say. And the reason is because when you run, you're using your whole body. So your calorie burned per minute is a much higher than any other form of exercises. And you're running straight and you're always vigilant, you tend to have less injuries. You can also use cycling or elliptical machines and so on. But the idea is to get your heart pumping, start using your lungs, and use your whole body. You need to sweat to burn those energy off, and that will allow you to eat more, which is a great thing, right? We're just going to talk about some of the tips and tricks that I've learned over the past couple of months. And the first one is to weigh yourself daily. And you need to pick, and then you need to calculate an average, weekly average of that weight. And you should be seeing a downward trend. If you're not seeing that downward trend, something is wrong. You're either not burning enough calories or you're taking too much calories. Usually, like apps or like smart scales these days will tell you definitely keeping that weight in check and knowing whether something is working for you or not. Scaling yourself or measuring your body weight is a good indicator to see whether your diet's working or not. The second thing is have a fitness tracker or a smartwatch that helps you provide you with all those fitness metrics. Usually, whether it's Samsung or Garmin or Apple, it'll tell you how much calories you've burned so far. So you get to understand, whereabouts your physical activity level is, and you can tweak from there. And it can also tell you some other cool stuff like your sleeping patterns or whether your VO2 max and all those kind of stuff. So definitely a fitness tracker definitely helps. The next one is stretch before and after your cardio. And this is very important because it helps you with lowering the chance of getting injury, basically. The next point, and it's a very good segue, is try not to get injured. Because once you're injured and you can't move anymore, then your diet is basically put on hold because there's no way you can, you could, but it's very difficult for you to hit that calorie intake goal. And you could basically go back to square one, and no one wants that. So it's better to be on the safe side, go easy with your exercise, than going all out like me. I did last week, and now I can't run for a week or two because my knee's stuffed, right? It's got fluid on my kneecap and I need to wait until that goes down. Another one is have a cheat meal once a week or have a cheat day once a month. I guess you could do both, but on average, it should be a blip on your chart, but every other day you should be on track with your calorie intake goals. And this is something like emotionally, psychologically a good thing, something that you can look forward to, and something that some food that you want to eat later on down the track, you can note it down or you can remember it and then you can eat whatever you want on that day or that meal. I think it's definitely what makes you keep on that diet as well. Finally, walking is good, but running is better. You can either choose to walk for an hour and burn about 300 calories, or you could run 20 minutes and burn that. For me, if I run about 30 minutes, because of my weight, I burn about 400 to 450 calories, and I do that in 30 minutes, and I have no time to be walking for an hour to burn 300 calories. It's just not efficient. You might as well just, even though you hate it, just put something on. You put either music or in front of the treadmill, some like Rick and Morty, something like that. Usually TV series are like 20 something minutes to 30 minutes. Put that on and then start running. And then you burn just as much as calories, and might as well rip the band-aid fast than slowly ripping it out. You know what I mean? And that's it. That's a bit of a crash course from my end. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you on the next one.